Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Lever Guns 50. Today we're looking at how to build cane arrows. Kind of the old-fashioned way. We're using real sinew and cane and turkey feathers. Stay tuned. First thing you need to do is find you some cane. Once you find some cane, select the right thickness and spine and cut it down. You got to sand all these bumps down, sections, and get them smooth so it can run across your hand without hurting you. We're not going to use this part probably, but you need to leave it long enough that you can get a hold of it when you want to heat it and bend it. Because you can't have it too short or it's hard to straighten. As you can see, this is not perfectly straight, but we got to put oil on it, put it over a fire and straighten it out to get it as straight as an arrow. After you've oiled it and straightened it quite a bit, it'll look something like this right here. So this is what it's going to look like when you first get it. It's going to be fairly crooked. We're fixing to straighten this one out. As you can see, it's not very straight. There's that same piece of bamboo. As you can see, it's a lot straighter now. Okay, we need to devein these feathers. And a lot of people take a knife and cut it and all kinds of stuff, but this is a turkey feather. And if you put this on an arrow, even though you cut it, it's going to hurt your hand when it rubs across it real hard. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do it this way here. It's real simple, it's easy, and it doesn't have anything that's going to hurt your hand. See this right here? There's nothing on this that's going to hurt your hand. It's all flexible. It's very flexible. And this is how you do it. You grab a hold of your feather like this, you get it started coming down, and you just pull it off. Super easy. Just get it started up at the top. And once you get it started, you just pull it off like that. And we're going to hook this down on the arrows. I'll show you how to do it in just a minute. But see these right here, there's nothing going to hurt you on that. Okay, we're getting ready to put some fletching on this arrow. So we'll need to make some nocks so we'll know what direction to put these on. So this bamboo is really good. You just take and cut into it like this. Kind of slowly cut into it. See how it opens up like that right there? Well, get it in the camera view. And you come to the other side, make sure you're coming straight across so you don't get them crooked. Right there, you got it. And we'll wrap that with sinew and make sure it holds good. Now for the sinew part, you get your piece of sinew off the back strap of a deer, which you're not going to eat that anyhow. You just cut down and cut it off. And this comes off the back strap or loin. And then what you're going to want to do is take and make you some strips out of it. Get you some down some real small strings and soak these in water or chew on them, as a lot of people do, and that'll get it softened up so that you can put it on there to hold the feathers on. You can use gelatin for the hide glue. It works really good, especially on arrows. Just kind of mix it real thick and boil it a little bit so it gets thoroughly mixed up. Or you can do it the old-fashioned way and make it out of the scrap deer hides and sinew. I have fletched them a lot of different ways, and one way is not necessarily that much better than another way, but it's really fun to do, and it's fun to do it different ways. If you've ever done it, please comment down below and let us know how you've done it. I also used sinew similar to this to back the bow in the picture you've seen at the front of the video. It is a rather strong bow. Originally it was over 100 pounds. I've lightened it up some because the sinew backing keeps getting stronger, and it shoots pretty fast. I think we're going to try it at the next video. It's always fun to go back and do stuff like they did it back in the old days, just to kind of get out of the modern society and texting and all that stuff, and just sit back and relax and kind of go back in time. Also, these kind of skills are good in a survival situation where you might need to use sinew for fletching or making bows or repairing guns. The good thing about sinew is it shrinks as it dries, so it really tightens down on there and holds stuff really good. Plus, it's self-adhesive. It kind of sticks to stuff. What are your thoughts on sinew? I know I'm kind of rambling on, but I have really enjoyed making primitive weapons. I've made a horn bow and some horned bellied bows that shot pretty good, but they're also kind of delicate, and most of them I've broken over the years, or I've taken them apart to salvage the bone and put it on, or horn, and put it on a different bow. Anyhow, it's fun to shoot, especially I like to flight shoot sometimes. If you've ever flight shot a primitive bow, comment down below and let us know how far your arrow flew. The furthest my arrow ever flew was 331 yards. It's pretty pitiful compared to the turkey bows that have shot over 700 yards. The record flight shot for a turkey's bow, as far as I know, in 1798 was 972 yards. This kind of arrow is not going to fly near that far. It's not aerodynamic enough, but it will definitely take out a deer at close range. I have made a lot of these arrows, and they seem to be pretty tough. Some arrows, or reed arrows, are too soft, and you got to put a hardwood end on both sides. This type of river cane or whatever is pretty durable, and it holds up good even without hardwood on either end. You can literally just slide an arrowhead on one end and strap it down, and just sinew reinforce the nock area, and it works really good. and it seems to be pretty durable. I mean, I've shot some of them a couple hundred times, bouncing off of rocks and stuff before I finally broke it. Well, I wouldn't say I was bouncing off of rocks a couple hundred times, but that's what broke it, is bouncing off of rocks. You got to put glue on these right here, vanes. I don't always put glue on them first. Sometimes I put glue on them after I get them strapped down, but you can do it either way. What do you think is the best way? You know, in a true survival situation, you could just put duct tape on each side of the arrow with sticky side, put 2 strips, and then let both of them stick to each other so they would stick on there really good, and then trim them, and then you could have a 2 fletching arrow really fast. But if you didn't have the convenience of duct tape or modern technology, you could do it this way. And you could just, if you had caught some fish, you could boil their air bladders down, or like I said, hide strips and sinew and make your own glue. There is a way of just strapping the arrows down just with sinew. Fletching. You take the feathers, you put them on there, and you wind the sinew, a thin strand between the little fibers in the feather all the way up and down it. But I'd prefer not to do that if I didn't have to. A lot of times I attach it at the back first and then pull it toward the front, which is probably a little bit easier. This right here will reinforce that arrow right there and really protect it from them impacts. The glue will just help bond everything together. When that sinew dries, it'll be almost transparent. And it's very good about sticking to itself, so you really don't have to worry about tying it off. Put some more of this glue on it. And we'll just let it sit up, and I'll show you how that looks. See how the fletchings turned out pretty good. See how this is all transparent, you can see right through it.